Shalom, shalom, peace and blessings to the 12 tribes worldwide. And as always, I want to say, call Halor Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahushua, Ba'Shem Ruach Kadash. That's all praises to the Heavenly Father, in the name of His only begotten Son, through the Holy Spirit. I want to give double honors and salutations to the elders and leaders of the nation of Yasha'Allah that push and teach this truth with truth and sincerity. I also want to say shalom to the great multitude that consists of the men, women, and children that believe wholeheartedly and working out your own salvation with fear and trembling. I want to say shalom to you. I titled this News and Prophecy Watch. The dragon is speaking. Okay, when we say news and prophecy watch, that's just simply relaying prophecy to news and current events that's taking place in your earth and showing you how it links up through the scriptures. Prophecy. Okay, that's what leaders, teachers, that's what we're commanded to do. Okay, to warn the sheep, to constantly keep you updated through prophecy of what's happening in the earth. All right, so that's what we're going to be doing in this lesson. Okay, one of the things that we know what we're supposed to constantly look at in these last days is prophecy. Okay, we have to forget there's a lot of distractions going on. Okay, they always throwing something up in our face, whether it's Diddy, the latest celebrity, the latest Hollywood scandals, or this or that, he said, she said. Okay, that's intentionally done. Okay, but the elect will be focused and fixed in on prophecy. Okay, the true believers, that's where your mind should be focused on, according to prophecy, what's going on in the earth. All right, let me get a few precepts before we get into it. This is Sirach 39 and 1. But he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High is occupied in the meditation thereof. He will seek out the wisdom of all the ancient and be occupied in prophecy. See that? Our mind should be fixated, focused, and occupied on the prophecies of the Lord. All right. This is Isaiah 42 and 9. Behold, the former things are come to pass, and new things I do declare. Before they spring forth, I tell you of them. And this is how we know the word of the Lord is true. Okay, because things that were written thousands of years ago, before it even happened, we can find why the Lord said it was going to happen exactly like he said it was going to happen. Okay, and things that has not happened yet, we can read and show you, hey, this is going to happen because what? Right here in scripture, it says it's going to come to pass. And this is the same spirit that will be on the true servants of the Lord. We will speak and declare and let you know boldly, humbly but boldly through the spirit, hey, this is where we at. This is what's going on the earth. This is what's coming next. All through the spirit of prophecy. Isaiah 46 and 10. Declaring the end from the beginning, and from ancient times the things that are not yet done. Let me read that again. Verse 10, declaring the end from the beginning, and from the ancient times the things that are not yet done, saying, my counsel shall stand, and I will do all my pleasure, because the word of the Lord cannot return void. It's going to come to pass exactly like it's written. All right. Isaiah 55:10. For as the rain cometh down, and the snow from heaven, and return not thither, but watereth the earth, and bring it forth and bud, that it may give seed to the soil and bread to the eater, so shall my word be that go forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish the thing in which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing whereunto I sent it. So just like the rain comes from the heavens to what? To water the earth, to what? The flowers grow. Trees, certain things needs to be nourished through the water. It's always an effect. The rain don't fall in void. It don't fall for nothing. The rain falls what? For the purpose. To bring forth the purpose. Well, that's just the same way prophecy works. When the word of the Lord is spoken, everything that's written and spoken is not going to return void. If it's written, we speak it, put it out there in the atmosphere, in the ether. Okay, it's going to accomplish the thing exactly like the Lord said it was. All right, so we are commanded to what? Pray and watch. That's Matthew 26:41. It says, watch and pray that you enter not into temptation. The spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak. This was Yahweh Shai commanding his disciples as well as us today. Pray and watch. Well, what are we praying and watching for? We're watching for prophecy to come to pass. We're watching the things that the Lord had written through the spirit of the prophets before, all the prophets of old. Okay, Jeremiah, Ezekiel, Hosea, Malachi, Isaiah, all of those. Okay, everything that was written. Okay, well, instead of praying and watching for it to come to pass in the earth. Luke 21:36. Watch ye therefore and pray always, that you may be accounted worthy to escape all these things that shall come to pass, and to stand before the Son of Man. Watch and pray for what again? Prophecy. Pray that we may be worthy to escape what? All the prophecy and the things that's associated with Jacob's trouble and judgment that's going to come to pass in these last days. All right. Let me get one more, just building up. This is Jeremiah 30:7. So when it say pray and watch that you may be accounted worthy to escape these things, this is an example. It says, for alas, for that day is great, so that it is none like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. See? So that's the time, according to prophecy, that we are coming into, the beginning of what the Bible refers to Jacob's trouble. Okay, and this is what you're seeing in the earth starting to play out with all the uproars of the people, the frictions, the law enforcement, ICE in every state, every city starting to be deployed, going against the people. The economy, world economy is collapsing. Okay, the love of many waxing cold in the last days, just like the Bible says. All of that is due to what the Bible calls prophecy in the form of what? Jacob's trouble is at the door. All right, let me get this, Revelations 12:12, because this is one of the main prophecies that we're looking at in this lesson. Therefore rejoice, you heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe unto the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth that he had but a short time. All right, so the rulership of the wicked, Esau's kingdom of rulership. Esau's referred to the dragon. Okay, another title, devil. Devil simply means deceiver. Okay, not talking about the spiritual demon Satan, but in this context right here, this is what that's referring to. Okay, his rulership, he has but a short time. So he's coming down with great wrath. Okay, and this is why some of these policies, crazy, radical, draconian laws, and everything is coming down so harsh on the people, because he's clamping down now, because what? His kingdom is falling. He's at his end. All right, I'm going to play a couple, actually a few videos in this. So I'll play this one first.
This moment matters. That is my go-to affirmation, especially when life is loud and I'm doing a...
All right, I hope you're ready to be scared shitless, because that's what's about to happen, y'all. That's what's about to happen. So somebody on Twitter said, commies aren't allowed in this hemisphere, and every one of them should be blown up along with their gravesites. This is obviously in response to Trump kidnapping Maduro and blowing up the gravesite of Hugo Chavez, which is trying to destroy their national history over there. So this is a classic far-right fascist type thing to say. All right, we're ready? This gets darker as we go here. So then when we have Joe Lonsdale replies, exactly. What did you think founding Palantir was supposed to be about? Okay. Now, what's creepy about this? As Joe Ravano Barros points out, Palantir was created to kill communists. Its co-founder says. Joe Lonsdale is not some nobody. He's one of the co-founders of Palantir, saying, we founded Palantir to help, quote, blow up commies and their grave sites. Now remember, Palantir and Peter Thiel, this is his baby, they are literally snuggling up buddy-buddy with the Trump regime. They are as close could be. They're fucking connected at the hip. They're married at the hip. And what has Palantir been doing? Well, they've been in the business of creating this mass spying apparatus, this surveillance apparatus, which is going to be used by the ICE Gestapo thugs, by the way. They're effectively creating a blackmail file on all Americans. By the way, it wasn't a coincidence that Trump, in his first term, signed a bill which had like a 6 or 7% approval rating, which got rid of all of your online privacy rights. Now, all these companies can share your data freely, willy-nilly. The government has that data as well. They're going to try to do biometric screening on people. So they're going to look for wrongthink in your history. They've already done this with immigrants, where they're like, we have to vet your social media before you come in here. If you criticize Trump, sorry, we don't want you in this country. If you criticize Israel, sorry, we don't want you in this country. And what has Palantir been used for? Like a lot of these other AI companies, they've allegedly been used in Gaza to help do the genocide and the ethnic cleansing. And there's also a way.
So for those who are not sure, Palantir is basically this program or this new technology, right, that's being used to pretty much they track everything you post, everything you say, everything you do. It's a whole compilation throughout your whole history. OK, almost anything you've ever posted, said on the internet, done, your voice, it record everything. OK, and if it goes against what they feel like, say the narrative, whatever it may be that they're trying to push, if you oppose to it from a religious standpoint, from a political standpoint or whatever, you're deemed pretty much as an enemy of the state. OK, and it's held against you in every way. OK, maybe from employment to, income being held back, taxes to confinement up into imprisonment. And as you see, according to prophecy, eventually, OK, even death. Into certain instances. Okay, so this is the new system or technology that's being used. Okay, on the world government level right now, these people are in every high office that you could think of. Okay, this is what people talk about a one world order, a new world. This is what a huge part of what it's composed of. Okay, no more freedom of speech, your constitution, all of that crap is out the window. Okay. Let me play this other one.
We live for the moment, whether across the world or right across
the state was based.
Now, this guy here in this video, he's the actual founder, not the one speaking now, but the guy's about to show in a minute. He's the actual founder of the Palantir program. Okay, and just listen to what their goal, their objectives is. To anybody who's opposed or against this.
This is what he's saying. The other day, what do we talk about? This same guy posted, he quote tweeted somebody who said, commies aren't allowed in this hemisphere and every one of them should be blown up along with their grave sites. And Joe Lonsdale said, exactly. What did you think founding Palantir was supposed to be about? In other words, he's saying founding Palantir is about blowing up commies, killing commies. Now, understand something. These people, when they say commies, they just mean anybody left of Attila the Hun, anybody left of them. If you're just a liberal, you're one of the baddies. Never mind a leftist, never mind a communist. You are evil, you are bad, you deserve to be executed, according to Joe Lonsdale, co-founder of motherfucking Palantir. That's what these people think of you. Now, ready for this? Same time on social media, this popped up. The Palantir CEO. Here's what he said. Listen to this. This is a new investor call. Listen carefully to what he says here.
Alex, as always, we have a lot of individual investors on the line. Is there anything you'd like to say before we end the call?
We're doing it. We're doing it. And I'm sure you're enjoying this as much as I am. Let's not talk to analysts about the burden of being right. Our burdens of investing in ontology, our burdens of actually looking.
This is the guy who's very clearly on some sort of drugs. Alex Karp, I believe his name is. He's very clearly on some sort of drugs all the time. And a video went viral of him, like, hopping, skipping, and jumping and tweaking out on stage at some event. And then he tried to dodge it by saying, I'm just neurodivergent, and now I'm starting some project to fucking fund the education of other neurodivergent people. That was his way of trying to get out of the fact that he was clearly caught tweaking on stage, and that was his dodge. But ready? Pay attention.
At the math, the burden of
Real quick, when the Bible, Job 9:24, the earth is given into the hands of the wicked, this is what it's talking about. These are the people that be behind the scenes, billionaires, trillionaires, that whatever policies, legislations they want, they pay off your politicians. These agendas, these are the people that's being set up, okay, and in high places. But listen to what, remember, commies or communists, as they referred to, is anyone who oppose their ideology, anybody who oppose or against what they believe. Okay, but this is what they want to label and have done to people who think otherwise.
Reading what the Rule of 40 is, the burden of being honest about what an enterprise software company is, or the burden of explaining to your friends that you're really happy. Maybe we should just stop talking about it. I'm very happy to have you along for the journey, and you are partners for us. Every Palantirian, we are crushing it. Everyone else who's listening, we are dedicating our company. We've dedicated our company to the service of the West and the United States of America, and we're super proud of the role we play, especially in places we can't talk about. And we love our success in the U.S. and globally. Also, we are doing in the United Kingdom and many other places. Palantir is here to disrupt and make the institutions we partner with the very best in the world, and when it's necessary, to scare enemies and on occasion kill them. And we hope you're in favor of that. We hope you're enjoying being a partner.
Literally talking about killing enemies. The point of Palantir.
I'm going to play it back just a little bit in case y'all missed it.
Scare enemies and on occasion kill them. And we hope you're in favor of that. We hope you're enjoying being a partner.
Literally talking about killing enemies. The point of Palantir is to partner with the West and these Western governments and kill enemies. Could this get any more dystopian? By the way, yes, it absolutely can. Look at this. Showed you this the other day. Several billionaires have invested in Greenland in the years following President Trump's proposal that the United States could seize control of the island.
Okay, so that's just what's going on, where you got all of these radical, it sounds too crazy you think it's not even true, okay? But this is what's happening in real time. In your earth, this is what's playing out. These are the people, okay? Your constitution, way of life as it used to be, that's over. AI technology and this planetary system is replaced your constitution, okay? Because what? We need to know who is who now, okay? 100% 24-hour surveillance. Okay, being copied, followed, everything we say or do under the pretense of what? We don't know who's, domestic terror. We don't, the borders was open a few years ago. We don't know who's in here, so we have to watch everybody. Okay, of course, we know according to prophecy, ultimately try to implant, microchip everybody. Okay, but nonetheless, let me get, let's do this. Let's go to Revelations 13 and 11. It says, and I behold another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake like a dragon. Now, the two horns like a lamb is going into the bipartisan system. Okay, this is how this government was founded and set up. Okay, ancient times. Okay, in Rome, they kind of had the plebeians and Presbyterians. Today, that's what your Democrat and Republican. So up until now, that's how this system has been going. It's more what democracy. We vote. Supposedly, the people have a say. We vote. Whatever side you stand on, that's out the window now. Okay, this is what we're saying. All the whole political constitution, that's pretty much done away with now, and it's been replaced with a technocracy. And being replaced, okay? AI, what they're talking about there, this video you saw, Palantir, okay? Based on the way you think, what you've spoke in the past, you can be already labeled as a criminal beforehand, okay? I believe it was a movie with Tom Cruise back in the day. Damn, what's that movie? It's a popular movie he did some years ago. It'll come to me in a minute. I can't think of the name of it right now, but that's what it was about. Okay, it were like pre-crimes. They were able to go in and arrest people based off of what the system or technology told them that they were going to do before they do it. Okay, well, this is the same thing that they have in place now. So based on if you got certain beliefs, certain, ideologies, spiritual beliefs, anything that goes against or oppose whatever narrative that they're trying to push. Okay, you're going to be targeted as a threat. But when it's right here, this scripture here, when it says, and I beheld a beast come out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, but he spake like a dragon. So the two horns like a lamb was how it started out. Okay, a bipartisan system, America, Christian base, morale founded off of Christianity and all of those things, Roman, Judeo-Christian values. Okay, but now all of a sudden it went from two horns like a lamb, but to what? Speaking like a dragon. Speaking like a dragon represents what? Harsh. Now you coming down what happened to all these love, Christian values that the nation was supposedly founded on. Now everything is what? He's bringing the sword. Hardcore coming with the sword, putting in harsh laws. You speak against this people, you do this, you oppose this. Hey, lock them up, or like they say here, kill them. Okay? And ultimately, it's eventually going to lead to, let's look at verse 15. It says, and he had power to give life into the image of the beast. That's AI, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. So ultimately, when you go to resist what the Bible talks about here in verse 16, that Mark, let me read 16. And he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, to receive a bond. Free or born to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead. Okay. The mark of the beast, ultimately, all of these laws are going to be tied into why you oppose that, you go against that, what? You could be put to death, like we just read here. Okay, but it's stored now with even certain beliefs. Anybody who oppose or challenge or go against what? The status quo or the narrative that they're putting in place. All right. This is Isaiah 10:1. It says, woe to them that decree unrighteous decrees and that write grievousness which they have prescribed. Okay. Unrighteous decrees goes into what? Laws, legislations. That's harsh, wicked. Okay. Nothing righteous about that. Okay. Well, this is what's happening now. This is what's pretty much the Constitution being replaced with. Okay. Psalms 94:20. Shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which frameth mischief by law? Okay, so they're going to use law and legislation to frame mischief and wickedness. Okay, because it's in the power of their hand to do so. These are the people, earth is giving it to the hand of the wicked. They have the power at the moment. Okay, so what? They just coming with the sword now. The deception ain't working no more. There was a time they were able to deceive the world. Okay, tell the world, okay, these are the people of God. These is, Roman Judeo-Christian values and belief, love, white Jesus, all of those things deceive the world for a time. But now what? Through the spirit of the truth is out. They've been revealed. Okay, they've been exposed. So what? They can't deceive anymore. So now it's just what? Past those harsh laws, let's just come out with the sword. Remember, Esau's blessing is the sword. Okay, another thing he has great deception, but since the deception ain't working, now it's all the sword. Proverbs 26:25. I started 24. It says, he that hated dissembleth with his lips, and he laid up deceit within him. Okay, deceit, lies, evil, trickery. 25. When he speaketh fair, believe him not, for there are 7 abominations in his heart, whose hatred is covered by deceit. See that? Deception. His evil, his wickedness has always been covered with his deceit, pretending to be righteous, pretending to be somebody, this moral man who just spread white Jesus, Christianity, and democracy throughout the earth. Okay, it's all been hidden in deception, though. It says, whose hatred is covered by deceit, his wickedness shall be showed before the whole congregation. And that's what's happening in the end. He's been exposed through the spirit of the truth. Let me see. Let's go back to the video. play a little bit of this one.
Than any disagreement in policy. If you look at the people who actually voted, every single one of them have supported the administration's plan. Second of all, as the president, I believe himself has already said, every president, Democrat or Republican, believes the War Powers Act is fundamentally a fake and unconstitutional law. It's not going to change anything about how we conduct foreign policy over the next couple of weeks, the next couple of months, and that'll continue to be how we approach things. Go ahead.
So now that we have you fully understanding the mindset of MAGA, the mindset of J.D. Vance, the same J.D. Vance who called the man he serves, the man he licks the boots of, the man he is a lapdog for, that guy he called America's Hitler, who he's now on board serving America's Hitler. He also did a Fox News interview yesterday. And he said some very alarming things about this mass deportation operation that's running all across the country right now. And he framed it, one, he likes to frame this as a law enforcement operation. It is not. It is not illegal to exist in the country without permission from the Secretary of State. What is illegal, what is a misdemeanor, is to cross the border illegally. But you're just being here in the country existing, there is no crime that's being committed. So this is not a law enforcement operation. But he says something about going door to door. And he used that particular phrase more than once yesterday. And I think should be ringing alarm bells in the minds of every American who hears it. Because what exactly does that mean? We'll talk about it after the clip.
What we've done is actually gotten 2.5 million illegal aliens out without any of the really big marquee things that we've been working on. That was just simple willpower and the President of the United States coming in and saying, this is done. I think we're going to see those deportation numbers ramp up as we get more and more people online, working for ICE, going door to door and making sure that if you're an illegal alien, you've got to get out of this country. And if you want to come back, apply.
Heard that? Now, under the pretense of ICE, what? Going door to door. Okay, door to door.
The proper channel.
As they ramp up the employment, listen, I've already talked at length. It's sickening the caliber of individual or the lack of character and caliber of individual that they are ramping up to go door to door in America. People who are functionally illiterate, who cannot pass open book tests to cover the things, to demonstrate that they understand.
I'm going to go to this other video, TikTok, real quick.
I shot him because he was playing in my yard.
As you about to fastly learn to see, is deeper than just illegal, immigrants or deportation. All right. Some of the people that these ICE agents are targeting now has nothing to do with immigration. I'm going to play this one. Okay, so through this new technocracy that's being in place now, okay, based on whatever AI feels about you, you disagree, you're not a party, you go against anything or the narrative, okay, now anyone can be vastly lumped in as a threat, okay, and anybody could be got at this point, all right, so All it's showing you is what? When we started off talking about prophecy and the word of the Lord can't lie, it won't come back void. Okay, there's always sin. Okay, with Jacob's trouble shaping up and prophecy playing out real time. This is Revelations 2:10. It says, fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried. And ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. Okay, so there's going to be many outside of any immigration, the time coming, because it's prophesied that it would. Okay, that ultimately is going into the righteous being tried for their faith. But there's going to be a whole lot of 2/3. That's the difference. The Lord is going to be with his elect, the righteous, to the end. Okay, but this is the beginning of a lot of you 2/3 judgment. Okay, when I say you, Most High will it, not, brothers, sisters listening, but the 2/3 of this world who don't believe, who've been mocking, scoffing, laughing against prophecy, mocking the men of the Lord that we've been prophesying, speaking, telling you these days were coming for years. Okay, well, understand that that time is at hand now. All right. Let me play this other one too.
All right, let's go. Let's go. Come on. Of nowhere. As y'all can see, let's see how it goes here. U.S. citizen? Texan citizen. Thank you. Have a good day. Likewise. So as y'all can see, there's a checkpoint in the middle of 285 South going to what is Sanderson, Texas. Well, stay tuned.
So checkpoints, right? Checkpoints in America, like a third world country or something. Okay, but what warned us about this? Prophecy. Okay, let's get 2 Ezra 15. Second Ezra 15:17. It says, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. Well, that's what that was talking about. Okay, it's going to be travel as you know it is about to cease very soon under the pretense of what protecting our rights. You think the Patriot Act was something off the 9/11. Okay, this is the Patriot Act on steroids that's being implemented. Okay, in order to be safe, we don't know who's who. Shut down everything. We got to lock down, have checkpoints, military all throughout your streets. Okay? But this is what the Bible was prophesied. Now you live in it. A man shall desire to go into one city and shall not be able. For their pride, the city shall be troubled. How is the cities going to be troubled? Violence, protests, sedition, uproars. Wars, civil wars, race against race. All of that's at the door. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. Because in the midst of all this other stuff playing off it's going to be a massive food water shortage too. See, all of these things, this is the beginning of what you see shaping up what we're reading right now. All prophecy. Let's look at 2 Ezra 16. Woe is me, who would deliver me in those days? Those days, same thing we read in Jeremiah 37. Okay, that great tribulation, Jacob's trouble. This is the beginning of it. This is the prophet Ezra. The Lord is showing him these last days. It was showing himself in the last days. and he's seeing such a horrific, horrible, scary time. He said, Lord, woe is me. Who's going to deliver me at this time? 18, the beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the powers shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come? All right. And we know what to do. Okay. That's why we building our faith, crying out to the Lord, hoping that the Lord would keep his spirit, cast us not away from his presence, keep his spirit upon us. It's not going to be by might, not by power, but what? By thy spirit, says the Lord. All right. Scary times, but very, very beautiful times, because according to prophecy, what? We know the kingdom is at hand. All of these things have to come to pass before the kingdom could be birthed. See, this is that straight gate that the Bible talks about. We have to be able to enter in through that straight gate. This is the part we're living now, the bitter part of the scriptures. Okay, we've ate, consumed the sweetness. It was sweet in our mouth. That's the good news, the gospel, freedom through Yahweh Shah, freedom from sin and death. The kingdom is for us, rulership and dominion within the kingdom, joint heirs with Yahweh Shah. But before we get that, what? We have to taste the bitter. This is the bitter part. Let me get this real quick. Revelations 10:8. And the voice which I heard from heaven spake unto me again and said, Go and take the little book, which is open in the hand of the angel, which standeth upon the sea and upon the earth. And I went unto the angel and said unto him, Give me the little book. And he said unto me, Take, eat it up, and it shall make thy belly bitter, but it shall be in thy mouth sweet as honey. See that? And I took the little book out of the angel's hand, and I ate it up, and it was in my mouth sweet as honey. But as soon as I had eaten it, my belly was bitter. What is that little book talking about? That's the word of the Lord. That's the Bible prophecy. You have to eat the whole roll. You have to digest all of this. Don't be like the hypocrites or the Christian church. You only want to hear fairy tale, fantasy, all good news. Okay? But you reject the evil. You reject tribulation, hardship that comes with, what it tells us. Acts 22:14. No, Acts 14:22. It say, confirming the souls of the disciples and exhorted them to continue in the faith, and that we through much tribulation enter into the kingdom of Yahweh. See, they don't want to hear about Jacob's trouble, great tribulation. You speaking evil. That's fear mongering. That's this or that. No, if you truly are the Lord, if the Spirit is residing with you, okay, you accept the whole role and trust that the Spirit of the Lord is going to guide and protect us through this. See? 2 Ezra 16 and 68. For behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you. Okay, that's those UN soldiers, ICE troops, all of that. And they shall take away certain of you and feed you, being idle with things offered unto idols. Because soon, very soon, they're going to mandatory that chip, mark of that whole brain chip, neural link, the Bible, Revelation 13:16, which goes into the mark. Okay, soon they're going to force, it's going to be made mandatory. And that's what they're going to be trying to force upon people. Look at verse 69. And they that consent unto them shall be had in derision, and a reproach and be trodden underfoot. For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection on those that fear the Lord. That's Jacob's trouble. Who oppose, who believe a different ideology? What you saying about a God of Israel, kingdom, rulership on the earth? Okay. Those are going to be specifically targeted, the men of the Lord, the believers. But look at 71. It says, they shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. Ultimately, all this technology, that's the end game, who is really, really designed to set up for. Who are the real prophets of the Lord, real men of the Lord. This is 72. For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. Then it shall be known who are my chosen. For they shall be tried as gold in the fire. See? 74. Hear, O ye my beloved, said the Lord, behold, the days of trouble are at hand. The days of trouble, once again, Jacob's trouble, great tribulation. But look at the end of verse 74. But I will deliver you from the same. The Lord has promised to deliver and protect his elect. Don't mean you're not going to be tested, tried, challenged, go through it. But the Lord promised, hey, I'm going to deliver you. I ain't forgot about you. I'm going to be with you. See that? Daniel 12:1. All of these things should build your faith. Like I say, it's kind of scary. You're like, wow, damn, we really here. But at the same time, if you truly believe the Bible, what comes next? It's the kingdom right after that. Okay? So scary, but very beautiful, exciting times. This is Daniel 12:1. And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people. Now, why? Things are going to get so crazy. This man's technology is so advanced, so powerful. Just like when they went in Venezuela, say they had some type of thing where the soldiers that was over there, Venezuela soldiers, say they just fell to the ground, coughing, throwing up blood. Some feel like they was exploding from the inside. Some say feel like their whole head was about to explode. They couldn't do nothing. They was completely helpless. Okay, you don't think that's going to be used for crowd control and riots and stuff over here soon? Okay, so this man's technology is so advanced. When they come against the children of the Lord is going to have to raise up Michael, the archangel, to help defend his people. This is what this is talking about. It says, and at that time, Michael shall stand up, the great prince, which standeth up for the children of thy people. And there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time, thy people shall be delivered, every one that shall be found written in the book. So that's victory again. See that? Thy people shall be delivered, every one that's found written in the book. Every elect, every true believer, follower, servant of Yahweh Shah, what the Lord say, I got you. It's not to fear. All right? It should be steady. What your faith should be getting stronger. Okay, those who've been following the word, listening to some, the prophets and things of that nature, and you see the message is consistent. They've been saying this for years before we even can. Now what is playing out, that should be building your faith right now. See, not fear. You should have more faith than ever. Well, if they spoke this, we read this, everything else, what the kingdom got to be at hand. See, let's see. I guess I get ready to close it out. Let's go back to, let's see, I got Jeremiah 30. We got Daniel 12. There's another place I want to go to talk about it. But let's go ahead back. Let's close it out, I guess, Revelations. So Revelations, let's get 12 again, 12. 12 and 12 again, it says, therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down to you having great wrath, because he knoweth he had but a short time. Okay, meaning his rulership is up. He knows it's up. So the closer he knows his end, what, think he's just going to give up, lay down the kingdom easily? Okay, well, y'all next in line. No, going to fight like hell to try to eliminate the children of the Lord so they can't inherit rulership. Okay, but it's to no avail. Okay, it will not work. Look at verse 17. It says, the dragon was wrought with the woman and went to make war with the remnant of her seed, which keep the commandments of God and the testimony of Mashiach Yahweh Shah. So ultimately, that's the final target for this devil, to try to eradicate the children of the Lord. Okay, but the Lord is what? He promised to stand up for his people. He promised what? Just like nothing new under the sun. Okay, remember Pharaoh was closing in. Pharaoh and the Egyptians closing in on the children of Israel. You got the Red Sea behind them. You got Pharaoh's army right there. And in the nick of time, what did the Lord do? Split the Red Sea. Okay. Same thing in these last days. Okay. Gonna look scary. Damn well, they got all of these. We outnumbered, technology, this and that. But what? The Lord's word will not return void. Okay. He says he's going to keep and protect his people. All right. John 16, actually, let me get that. John 16:1, it say, these things I have spoken unto you, that you should not be offended. They should put some of you out of the synagogues, yea, the time cometh, that whosoever killeth you would think that they do it God's service. And these things will they do unto you because they have not known the Father nor me. Look at verse 4 though. But these things I have told you, that when the time shall come, you may remember that I told you of them. And these things I said unto you at the beginning, because I was with you. That's the whole point of the scriptures. Build and feed our faith. Nothing we deal with, we experience or go through on this earth pertaining to prophecy should shake us. Why? Because we could go right here to this word and say, look, just like the Lord said it would. Everything's happening right on time. Exactly like prophecy said. John 14:29. And know I have told you before it come to pass, that when it is come to pass, you might believe. So like I was saying a minute ago, your faith should be stronger than ever right now, because everything that's happening now in the earth, we read it. We reading it, been telling you, prophesying, teaching about it years prior. Now it's playing out in the earth. All right. So our faith, our faith should be stronger than ever. Last one, Romans 15:4. It's the last scripture. This is Romans 15:4. For whatsoever things were written aforetime, just like prophecy, all the witnesses we read about, okay, including the main witness, Yahushua himself, all of these epistles in the New Testament, the Gospels, the prophets of Old Testament, all that, okay, is considered prophecy. Everything in the Bible was written before time. For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope. So these holy scriptures are here to give us comfort. Build strength, patience, and comfort. Comfort what? Knowing where we could trust and hope in the scriptures. The word of the Lord can't lie. So if the Lord said it, what he has to do it. And he said what he's going to be with us to the end of the earth. All right. So I just want to touch on that, show you, where we at, what's going on. And I pray that this lesson was edifying. Until the next time, shalom, we out.